Hey guys! So this video has a lot of firsts. First of all, this is my first video where I'm actually set up some lights. In the past videos I've just used the room lights, and for the most part I thought it looked good, but in one of the recent videos it looked really dark in here. And nothing was different, so I don't know why. But definitely comment and, if you like the lights better or if it's better with the dark ambiance. Second new thing, other than the fact that, of course, the guitar is new, is this is the first time that I can recall that I've received something damaged from Neuman. So it'll be very interesting to see how their customer service treats me. I understand it's very difficult to deal with that sort of thing when you're overseas, because it's not like I can just easily return it and they can easily ship me something else. So, plus, I think this model's out of stock, so I don't know if they even can ship me anything else. But when I got this here, Nashville-Steel, so first of all, I ordered it several months ago. I ordered it, I think, in October, and didn't ship until December. And then when it shipped, it didn't make it out of Germany. It got damaged somewhere in Germany and got sent back to Neuman. And I don't know if they sent out another one or if this is the same one. But then they sent it back out, and I got it early in January. And when it arrived, the outer shipping carton was just completely destroyed, just eviscerated, like just falling off. And the post office had put some like straps around it to hold it together, but that's all it did. But the inner carton was fine, and so when I opened it up, and I didn't see any damage, and it looked fine to me. And it wasn't until I tried to play it that I saw that the output jack is actually damaged. And I didn't notice until tried to get sound from it. And at first I couldn't get any sound from it at all, and I looked and I saw it was kind of coming off there, like this plastic plate's kind of broken off that holds it in place. So I unscrewed it and tried to get it to sit properly so that the plug could go all the way in. And I can get it to make sound now most of the time, but I couldn't. Wiring inside a hollow body or a semi-hollow body is way above my pay grade. So I am definitely not gonna do anything with that. If I get to keep the guitar and they reimburse me to have it fixed, I'm gonna put it in the shop, because I'm not messing around inside a semi-hollow body. So, other thing about it is when it arrived, the strings were in terrible shape, and every other Harley Benton I've gotten has had brand new strings on it. These were like rusted. Like, have you ever gotten a guitar either out of storage, out of the pawn shop, or that the strings seem like they've been on it for decades and they're all rusted? That's what these were. And so I cleaned them because I didn't want to restring it if I'm going to have to send it back. So these are the original strings, and I just got some mineral oil, and I oiled the fretboard, which I would do anyways because the fretboard tends to show up dry on these. And oiled the fretboard and cleaned the strings in the process. So this is a copy of the Taylor T5. I've wanted the Taylor T5 ever since they came out. It's one of those guitars that I wanted, like, just based on a feeling. Like, which is kind of what got me into the Parker Fly, too. Like, there was nothing about it that says to me, like, I have to have this guitar for this reason. Like, there wasn't a practical reason. It wasn't even like, I like how it looks. It was just, I want that guitar. And I just thought it looked cool, and I thought it had the idea of having, an electric pickup and a piezo pickup. Was cool, and just I liked everything about it. And so when I saw that Harley Benton had a copy, I put it high on my list. So obviously it's not going to be the same thing as the real thing, and the biggest difference to me that's kind of a disappointment is it's got a traditional piezo acoustic preamp and control center. Like the Taylor, they have their knobs here. I don't know how I didn't notice in any of the pictures that none of these have that. These just have this, which is I would much rather have the controls here. In part because I don't like the idea of the electric pickup going through the piezo preamp. I would like to be able to split it and send it off, and maybe I'll rewire the guitar to do that. But as far as I know, this is a mono jack. I tried a stereo cord in here, and I couldn't get anything stereo out of it. So as far as I know, it's a mono jack. And it makes sense because both the electric pickup and the acoustic pickup go here, and there's a blend knob, and then they go through the tone controls and the volume, which are just like any other acoustic piezo, and then it goes out through the output. So it doesn't really serve the role as an electric as I would like. And I believe the Taylor does. I believe the Taylor, you can just send the lipstick pickup straight out, either mono or stereo split. So, unplugged. It almost sounds like a banjo to me. It's really twangy. Like, I mean, I play ovations, I play thin guitars and stuff, but, I mean, this is not usable to me. As just playing in a room. Maybe for a rehearsal where it's really quiet and somebody's singing really quiet, but no. I think this is an exclusively plugged-in guitar. There is a tuner in the preamp, but I'm using my pedal tuner since I've got it going through the pedals anyways. I tuned it before, but I think these strings are just really old. I tuned it right before I started recording. I'm going to assume it's the strings and not the guitar itself, because again, the strings were in horrible shape. If I restring it, I'll do a new video, but I wanted to do a video with the original strings. So right now, we're on the lipstick pickup. We're going through my pedal board into a Fender Twin. We'll just try fooling around with the EQ a little bit. Here's turning the treble up. Here's turning the mid-range up. Here's turning the bass up. Bass and treble. Let's try cutting instead. Here's cutting the treble. Cutting the mids. Cutting the bass. Those seem really broad. Like when I cut the bass, it seems like it cuts everything except the very high end, and when I cut the high end, it seems like so here it's treble. Here's mids. Here's bass. That bass one seems really broad. Let's give it some overdrive. That sounds pretty good. There's a lot of single coil buzz though. Deliberately playing kind of bluesy stuff because I can't think of what else other than like rock and country that you'd play with just a lipstick pickup by itself. But you know, of the stuff that I do, it seems bluesy. Let's try it with some heavy gain. So that lipstick pickup, even with the active preamp, with the acoustic preamp, which I thought was going to sound terrible with the gain, it sounds really good with the gain. There's just a lot of single coil. I wonder if that is any of this new lights. What did I do there? Oh, that's the wonky. I told you the input jack was wonky. Oh, lights don't make a difference. It just picks up single coil because it's a single coil. It sounds like a lipstick single coil, real mellow and, you know. Okay, so let's try the Paizo. We're still going through the same Fender Twin. Okay, the buzz goes away, of course. Let's tune it again. Again, I'm choosing to blame the strings because other than the tuners, there's not much that could go wrong on the guitar. And because it's a fixed bridge. Going through a guitar amp is the best way to gauge a Paizo pickup. I've got my bass rig in here because of all the Harley Benton basses I've been buying. So let's try it through the bass rig, which is going to be a little better. Buzz, 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 buzz. Just for curiosity's sake. Sounds like any guitar through a bass amp. So far, I'm thinking that's a great sounding Paizo. Let's try one more thing. Let's try it. So far, the input jack is behaving for the most part. Took a lot of finagling to get it to behave this much. Let's try through my audio interface and studio monitors, which will be the flattest sounding thing I have in here. Actually, let's go into the guitar pre and then just bypass the guitar pre because that's already set up for 1/4 inch. Turn on the studio monitors. So it mutes when tuning, that's useful. Have on it anyways. Does it say? Is it electric or acoustic strings? Doesn't say. So that's a good question of mine. Does this come? Should you put electric or acoustic strings on this? So I'm gonna go get one of my acoustic guitars so we can compare it. Yamaha acoustic, and we can compare the two. My Yamaha Acoustic is fairly inexpensive, but I've always felt it sounds really good through the Piezo, so I think it'll be a good comparison guitar. I'll be right back. It's just over here in the next room, so you just can't see me, but it's over here. And it's even a coincidence that it's out. I was just putting all this stuff away yesterday, but I left this one out, but in the case. So you guys have seen this in videos and heard it on records, my trusty Yamaha. Very inexpensive acoustic, but I like how it sounds plugged in. So let's just, for memory's sake, let's hear this again. Still going through the studio monitors. Okay. Buzz, 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 buzz. This is probably going to be out of tune as well. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. I really like that Neuman included a battery with it. That was very... This one does not mute the tuner. Oh, it's tuned, okay. Yeah, I think the Yamaha sounds way better, but let's just go back to the Harley Benton just briefly to see maybe. I wonder how much it'll change if I put actual acoustic strings on it, because I'm betting these are electric strings, and that could be part of the difference. So let's last thing to try. We're back in the Fender Twin, and let's try blending it some. So right now, Piezo. Now we're halfway. Oops, hit the tuner. So it only takes a little bit of the Piezo to overpower the single coil. I just barely got it on the Piezo side. So let's see, now how does that sound? We got a blend there. How does it sound with the gain? I was trying to play the song and I can never remember it. Take it to just the... Okay, so definitely feeds back once you give it some gain, which I figured it would. With the Paizo, I've never had a Paizo guitar that didn't feed back if you gave it a lot of gain. So, you know, there's that. All in all, it's not that it's not a well-built guitar. And again, other than the strings, which are keeping it, they go out. I mean, it's beautiful. You know, you can see there's two different pieces here on the flame top, and they're not matched. But, I mean, for a $200 guitar, I'm not going to be picky about that, and I wouldn't expect anybody would be. Yeah, my biggest thing about it is just the way the features are set up. It's just not that useful. You know, if you can't separate the single coil pickup to not go through the acoustic preamp, then it doesn't serve a whole heck of a lot of purpose. But it is a beautiful guitar. I'm trying to think of when I would use it. Because even if I wanted to play a hollow body, or even an arch top, it's got an arch top, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not a flat top. I'd rather have something with a humbucker because it's single coil. Single coil buzz is single coil buzz. And if I was going to need something with a Paizo, I'd rather pick up the Yamaha. So I might use it on a session just to get another color of acoustic, another color of electric. But I don't think it's one that's going to come out very often for me. I just don't see it having a whole heck of a lot of use, which is too bad because it's cool looking and it's a cool concept. I'm going to let some other guys play with it, Zane and whoever else wants to come and fool around with it and see if they have a different take on it. But for me, I just don't find it to be like I don't think it'll be a practical guitar. Just trying to think of when I would say to buy it. Like, definitely buy this guitar because, like, honestly, if you need Paizo and electric in the same guitar, you're better off with, like, obviously a Parker, but those are way more expensive, or a Fender, what's the Telecaster, Nashville Deluxe Telecaster that has the Paizo? By the way, Harley Benton, if they made a copy of that, I would buy it like that. It'd be so awesome to have. Yeah, I just can't think of when my thing would be, like, this is when you need this guitar. Because it's a single coil and a Paizo and the same guitar coming out of the same output. And I can't off the top of my head think of, like, here's when you need that. I'm going to try, though. I'm going to, like I said, once I get the output, I probably called it the input jack a couple times. It's an output jack. The sound goes out of the guitar. Once I get make sure the output jack's reliable, because it's only cut out on me, I think, once or twice during this video. But I still wouldn't trust it outside of the house without, further work. Once I do that, I think I might, just take it to some gigs or, use it around in sessions and stuff and just see if I can find a niche for it. Because honestly, it's not that different than the Taylor, because unless you're splitting coming out of the output, what you're getting out of the Taylor is not going to be that different, to be honest. It's not, which is part of the reason why I never bought one. It's, $3,000 or whatever they cost for a guitar that doesn't really seem that practical. It's cool. It's the polar opposite of the Parker, which is like the world's most practical guitar. But yeah, I'm going to let some friends try it and see if anybody finds a use for it, because it's cool. And, it's not like it sounds bad. The Paizo sounds good, I don't think it sounded as good as the Yamaha. But, heck, the $3,000 Taylor that I borrow from my friend when I need to do a mic'd acoustic session, the Paizo on that doesn't sound as good as the Yamaha. But still, you can buy the Yamaha for $300 if you need that good of a Paizo. And the lipstick pickup sounds good, and having an active EQ is nice. You can boost in addition to cut. But again, I'm not one who uses a single coil guitar that doesn't have a hum canceling setting. I just don't, So, yeah, by the way, this strap came from them too. Nice, good deal on the strap. And the case that goes with this is the same case that fits the 335 and the 335 copy, the HB35. So it's not a cheap case unless you want to put it in a soft bag, which I wouldn't put a hollow wooden guitar in a soft bag unless it was like a beater. So yeah, the case is another 50, 60 bucks. So you probably have $300 invested in the guitar and the case, which again, it's a great deal for what it is. If you either have a niche for it, or if, like me, you're just like, that's cool and I want it even though it's not practical. And for $300 bucks, you can justify that. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I really wish I could be like, this is the perfect use for this guitar. That's why I haven't stopped the video yet. I'm still brainstorming, trying to think of like, you know, because again, I don't play the guitars before I do the videos. My first impression is on camera. And I know I've had some people complain like, why don't you prepare? Why don't you put a script together? No, that's not what my videos are about. I want to capture my first impression so you can get an honest look at stuff. And so this is my first time playing it, plugged in. And yeah, I don't know what I expected. It's definitely not worse than I expected. It's not better than I expected. I guess it's as expected, but again, I was thinking that once I played it, I would be like, here's the kind of session I would use that on. Here's the kind of gig I would use that on. And I just haven't gotten anything like that. So we'll see. Maybe once I put some new strings on it, and I'm going to have to decide whether I put electric or acoustic strings on it. I don't know. I think I might do electric because it's set up like an electric. And, you know, I think putting 11s on it would make it play differently in terms of, like, it wouldn't be as easy to play. I don't know. I've rambled enough. Beautiful guitar. Well built. No issues other than the issue that happened in shipping. Some features that are an advantage. Some features that are a disadvantage. And, you know, if you've always wanted a Taylor and can't justify it, like this specific Taylor, the T5, you always wanted a T5 and can't justify it, this will fill that craving. This will fill that void. But if you have a specific practical purpose for a T5, you might be better off with spending the money and getting one. I'm a lot happier with the Harley Benton basses that I've gotten, and I've already reviewed the J bass, but I've got the other bass coming up, so definitely excited to give you that video next. Let me know what you think. If you got any ideas for this guitar. Oh, last thing. Depending on how my customer service experience goes with Neuman, I may make another video. If I don't make another video, that means the customer experience went fine. If I make another video, it'll be to complain. So, okay. Well, thanks for sticking with me, anybody that made it to the end, and I will have some more videos for you soon. Thanks for watching.